Oh my god, it's Sunday. What's happening? It's Marshall. And I don't know why I'm sounding like that, but welcome to the live stream. It's Sunday nights when I do these live streams where I work on stuff, talk about things, all that kind of stuff. So thanks for tuning in. So a couple updates here real quick about the channel and some things like that. Recently had Oleg on, who was the creator of the Blue Arpeggiator VST plugin. That's going to be posted to the channel Monday or Tuesday this week, so check that out. Very cool guy, very interesting story, and be sure to check it out. A lot of cool things happening there. Also, in 2 weeks, there will be no live stream. Well, actually, that maybe not. So this next weekend will be the last live stream before I go to Chicago for KnobCon. Very excited about this. If you're going to be at KnobCon, let me know in the comments so we can meet up and say hello, all those great things. But yeah, so basically I leave on the 7th of September, Friday morning, flying to Chicago. It's only like a 2-hour flight or something like that from here in Denver. And then I'll be there through the weekend, checking out all the various synthesizers, meeting all kinds of cool people. Suit and tie guy, who's the guy who puts on the whole show. Hopefully I can meet him, maybe get him on camera a little bit. That'd be fun. I've got a nice little camera rig set up that I'm going to take down there, try to get some good video for everyone on the channel here and all that good stuff. So very excited about that, and can't wait. But so that's Sunday on the 8th, on the 9th actually. Maybe I can do a live stream from, I don't know, the hotel or something. It'll depend on what the internet's like there. But maybe I can do a live stream. Introduce y'all maybe to my girlfriend who will be there with me, which will be a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan. And then following that, we'll talk about possibly moving the live stream to maybe a Saturday during the afternoon, maybe. Like, I'm still trying to kind of figure out when would be a good time to move the live stream so that more people can join, because currently Sunday nights, although they work great for me because I'm a night owl and just the way things work out usually, this time is good time for me to work on things. But what I want to do is move the live stream to like a Saturday so that more people hopefully can join and have a good time. But if not, that's going to happen after KnobCon. And then Sunday nights, what I'll do, I have been neglecting my production videos where I actually record something, do some editing, etc. And it's just because of scheduling. Sunday nights, again, if those free up from live streams, then maybe I can use that time to produce some more dedicated content. I'm very excited to do that. Actually, there's quite a bit of things I want to do. I just haven't had the time, and that's unfortunate, but we'll get it straightened out here eventually. But yeah, so the Uno Synth, I've had a very positive response to the videos I've posted here on the channel about the Uno Synth. I think it's a neat little synth, especially for the price point. I don't think you can really go wrong with this, and I know some people have some complaints about the interface and it's missing this or that, but it's $200, and I believe that the sounds I was able to produce on this for the track I'm currently working on, we're going to continue working on tonight, are quite good, and so I'm very impressed with this. Yeah, so we're just going to kind of keep working on that tonight. That's kind of the plan, and we'll do our thing. So let me just, I guess, kind of go through and play what we have so far, and then I'll just kind of keep working on this. If you're in the chat, just say hello. I'll give you a shout out, etc. If you have any questions or comments, just let me know. That's what I'm here for. All right, so let's hear it. Let's hear the stuff. So the other thing, I need to either get a ground loop adapter, or actually even better yet, power this with batteries, because I get a little bit of feedback from powering over USB. I did replace the cable, which I'd had some issues with last week. So that's all fixed. But my batteries in here actually died just before I started doing the live stream. It was kind of funny, actually. The synth did some weird stuff because not enough battery power. But that reduces or almost eliminates any hum that I'm picking up here. So just FYI, you can power it over keep USB for control and just use the battery switch to get rid of that, or just get a ground loop adapter, one of those Y USB cables where you can plug one side in for power, the other side for data. That would get rid of that as well. That's common with the boutiques as well. Pretty much anything that plugs in and is powered with USB to generate sound. It's something that I've run into quite a bit. But anyway, let's get back into the song here. Messing up the sequencing. This actually should play twice. That's pretty much where we're at right now. And it's missing the lead because currently I've got the bass line going live from the Uno Synth, and since I only have one Uno Synth, this makes this a little more complicated because I have to go back and forth kind of thing. So yeah, so we'll mess with this a little bit more and see what we can come up with. I think I've got that kind of worked out a little better. And we'll do a breakdown here. So that sounds better. Let's see where we're at there. Just trying to get this bass arrangement where I want it, and then we'll go back to the lead sound here in a second. Problem means I'm gonna need to come over here and do something to get rid of that. You know what that actually is the filter envelope amount. What's the MIDI CC on that? Let me find my little notepad. Or maybe it's the amp release, I'm not sure. Let's see here. So I'm looking at CC20. 45. Shit. You know what I should do? And I noticed this the other day actually. There's a spot for notes in here somewhere. I can't remember if it's on the oh man, I can't remember where I saw that now. Well, whatever. So we've got to try and get that filter to close all the way at this stage. But I don't want to have any notes playing, so what I'm going to do is get rid of them. And then just close the automation off. did it. And this is where the lead melody is going to come in. Something kind of like that. So for right now, that gets us most of the way done. If we have to come back to that, that's easy enough. Just bring back these patches. Let me actually rename this, and I'm going to call this bass patch 37. What I'm going to do is duplicate this and then mute this one. That way I have a version of this, and maybe I should make it a different color. Okay, then let me freeze the track. Or, well, how should I do this? I could freeze it. I could route it to an audio channel, which right here is what I've done. But I think we just need to freeze it. So what I'm going to do, since we have all these saved, I'm going to just clear all these out for right now. And then, yeah, let's freeze it. Oh, wait, before we do that, I want to make sure I don't have any processing on here. So I want to save a clean set with the sound. That way any manipulation I do, I have full control still. So we'll freeze it. So this process, it's going to play back. I'm not sure exactly how this works actually, because it seems weird, but I think it does it clip by clip. We'll see what happens. And I guess while we're waiting for this, we'll talk about some of the other synths that I'm gonna be working with here pretty soon. I'm still working on that Halo Under Cover of Night or Cover of Night. I can't remember the name of the track from the Halo Combat Evolved soundtrack, using a Roland XV5080 and the Proteus. I'm gonna buy a Proteus 2000 because using the plugin that I have, the Proteus XV or VX or whatever it's called, it's not 64-bit, so I was using some kind of third-party tool to make it work with 64-bit applications. Like Ableton 10 is 64-bit only. I don't think there's even a 32-bit available for you to download, but it's been super problematic, and because that track utilizes some of the percussion and some other things from the Proteus, I think I'm just gonna have to buy one. They're not too much money, which is okay, but that's kind of what I'm waiting for to finish up that like remake or cover, I guess. We'll see how creative I get with that. But I kind of want to do some demos with that synthesizer. The Triton rack that I have, there's a few cards that I'm going to put in this thing, and I'll probably do a tutorial video on that because it's kind of interesting. You have to pull the cover off, pop in your memory sticks or PC, or what are they called, ROM sticks, something like that, and then there's floppy disks that you have to put in and load the sounds on, I think. So that I'll probably make some tutorials on that. Let's see what else. Alesis Ion, I've got one of those in the studio here, which I purchased an editor for that I'm going to try and utilize. The interesting thing that I learned about the Ion is the MIDI CC. It doesn't use MIDI CC, it uses something else. It's like a proprietary thing, which is kind of weird. So for automation, this plugin that I purchased, that it's an editor, will allow you to use MIDI CC back and forth between the synth, something weird like that. I tried preliminarily to get it set up. Have had some issues, so once I get that figured out, I'll probably do a video on that. Still want to do a boutique medley where I get all the boutiques that I own, line them up, and produce a track with only Roland boutique synths. That's on my list of things to do. And then kind of a mini mono synth madness video where I take all the cheap mini mono synths like the Behringer D, this thing here, the Uno Synth, the SEO2. I can't think of any other little mini monos. Maybe the MS-20. I guess that's kind of in the realm, even though it's a bigger footprint. But I think that'd be fun to do a video on that. I'm not sure. I'm not hearing any. Bass going on here. We'll see what's going on with this in a minute. But anyway, so those are kind of the plans for some future videos that I want to try and knock out in the next few months. Any suggestions you guys have, let me know in the comments as well. Definitely open to things like that. Some more interviews, hopefully. Like I said, I just had Oleg Mikheyev on, from the guy who developed the Blue Arp VST. Really cool guy. So I'd like to try and get an interview a month on the channel. That'd be fun. If you know anyone, or if you yourself would like to be interviewed, just let me know. Yeah. I don't know why this is taking so long. It could be because the clips need to be cut down, maybe. Yeah, let's try that. I don't want to waste a bunch of time sitting here waiting for that thing. Let me just go into the clips here and shorten these. Because I have a feeling that might be what's causing the delay. Oh, the other thing while I'm working on this, updates on the Waldorf Quantum. Still have one on pre-order, And I talked to my sales rep at Sweetwater. Well, I've been trying to get hold of him for a while, but he left a message the other day saying, it got delayed again. So it's looking like the 20th of September. I was kind of like, come on, man. It's not his fault, you know. I'm not sure what the holdup is there, but that's a little bit irritating. But not much you can do about it, you know. I'm at the whim of whenever I can get it. And it was a pre-order, so that happens sometimes. Delivery dates get moved or pushed or whatever. But it's unfortunate because I was really hoping to get that before I went to NobCon. And that's just not in the cards. But there are quite a few demos online that I've seen. Some newer ones cropping up. That synth, I think it's going to be an amazing synthesizer. I think that just not enough people have had a chance to dig into it yet, but I guess time will tell. I could be wrong on that. And any gas that I have, gear acquisition syndrome. I'd love to get a prologue. That's kind of been on my radar. Sorry, this is a pain in the ass. The problem with this track is that it was kind of an inspirational thing, and I just kind of started working on it without intending to make anything, but I really like the direction of this, so it's just kind of is what it is. This is some cleanup that has to be done here, and you know, we're just gonna do it now. Yeah, this is the one where there's nothing actually happening. So in these sequences, we're all done with Blue Arp. And the cool thing about Blue Arp is you can output the sequence, the arpeggiator sequence as MIDI, as you're seeing here. And it looks weird because, yeah, it's a mono synth, but for whatever reason, taking out any one of these other synth lines changes the way this whole thing sounds, so it's just going to look like a fucking mess, which is fine. I like to work in with nice concise clips, but again, because this was kind of done on a whim and it was kind of all real time, and this is all this extra shit in here. And then I've obviously tried to figure out the direction of the track now, since I want to turn this into something and release it on my label. Some extra work here. Alright, hopefully I didn't screw anything up. Just a couple more. And we'll print them out. Be good to go. Alright, so now this should speed up our freeze function, I think. Guess we'll find out in a second. Yeah, totally stoked for NobCon. I'm hoping to see. I'm not sure what to expect because I've never been to a synth convention, but definitely excited about that. I don't know if there's going to be any breaking news there, but it will be cool if there was. Maybe if there's some Behringer stuff. Behringer's been pretty quiet lately, from what I can tell. Other than announcing the was it the RD808, the drum machine that they had? Going to be like $349 or something like that. Let me see if I can figure out what they announced. The thing about that too is it was done on 808 day, which was kind of a quiet day actually. Roland just released some updates, I think, for the System 8, some more filter modes and things like that. That's actually a synth that's kind of on my radar too for maybe picking one up eventually. I love the plug out idea. I think that's one of the most innovative things happening right now in terms of digital synthesizers. Loading in plugins basically to a hardware synth and having full control with the hardware interface is very cool. Yes, the RD808. It was like a Synthtopia article, or I'm trying to remember where I saw that. Maybe we could do... I don't know. We'll just let this do its thing. Yeah, here it is. The Synthtopia article for the RD808 clone, priced under $400, which, you know, I love the way this looks, the interface, and it's a good size. So if it's priced competitively with the TR08, you never know. And if it is full analog, which obviously it should be, it'll have a different flavor. Let's read some of these comments here while we're waiting on this. It's funny seeing the fights with Behringer stuff. They're filling in a void in the industry right now, or there's a lot of people who are really interested in some of the vintage gear, and it's so overpriced or impossible to maintain. So some clones are a good idea, or if the companies themselves would reissue their products, which it's a hard thing to do because especially for like Roland, I think they're not really in the business of making much analog gear anymore. Even though their analog circuit behavior technology is really cool, it sounds really great. Even if they use the ACB tech and then made like full-size instruments, I think that would be much more. That would be received pretty well, I think. Even still, there'd still be people being like, "That's not analog," but if it retains the character of what it's doing, I can't see it being much different than a clone or whatever. But that's just me. Jesus, it's gonna take forever. I'm trying to think of stuff to talk about while this is going, as to not bore the crap out of everyone, if anyone even watches this far. So I guess I could talk about the studio a little bit. Now it's playing. What the fuck? I don't know why it took so long to play that. Anyway, this is my master bedroom. So I've moved my sleeping quarters into a different room in the house, and then I have a second room which I'm turning into like a Studio B type thing that I'm going to use to kind of practice live performance stuff and maybe do some synth demos in that room. So that's kind of in the works. It's being set up right now. Hopefully that comes together nice. But it'd be nice it gives a little more, almost like Sonic State Nick Bat kind of feel, where he's in front of a table. He's got one synthesizer. He's focusing on that, doing the demo, showing some features. That's kind of how that room is actually set up right now. So I think that'll work nice. And maybe, I forgot to mention the M-Audio Venom. That's still a synthesizer I'm going to revisit. Something that I bought in 2011 when it first came out and was sorely disappointed in that thing. Sold it. But I bought another one so I can check it out again, just kind of feature it on the channel a little bit. That synthesizer is actually what gave me anxiety initially about Behringer doing their clones and stuff, because I was like, oh no, hopefully this isn't like another M-Audio disaster, Venom type thing, someone trying to enter the synth market who hadn't been in the synth market before. And surprisingly, and to much chagrin, Behringer's done a pretty good job. D-12 is awesome, aside from the early production issues that some folks ran into, like myself, with the ribbon cables coming detached and shipping or whatever. But the Model D sounds great. Anyway, so I'll talk about some of that in that review. But so I'll be using that secondary studio. It's like my overflow. It's got some gear in there that either I haven't used in a while or don't have hooked up in here. So that'll be fun. So I can actually hear the synth playing now. Oh, you know what it might be? I think the reason why it took so long the first time is it was playing through the arrangement, which I should have cleared that out. I have some stuff recorded in the arrangement view that was done in real time when I made this track. So I can post it out and listen to it in the car. That's probably why this freezing event is taking so long. But I'd like to get this part out of the way, get back into the leads, the lead sounds, get that I've got the sequence for it. Just do some filter automation, print that. I work on the percussion. I've got some very kind of basic percussion in here that I like how it is. It just needs to be thickened up in some spots, and then do some more layering. And then I created a secondary bass line for on this synth that I might use in here. We'll see if it fits in the track, like another sound. It's basically the same sound, but I switched some of the oscillators around a little bit. It sounds cool, just like different kind of cool. Yeah. Okay, I guess let's switch over to a full shot here. But I'm hopeful that when this track gets finished, it comes together really nice. So far, like, I'm very encouraged with it. Really liking the Uno. I very much appreciate it wasn't made in China. Oh, did I lose connection to this Behringer? That's something I noticed with the XRs, at least this one in particular. I have two of them. Sometimes it loses sync or connectivity over the Wi-Fi, like right now. It could be an IP conflict maybe, but it sure looks like it's detecting it. So like this one here is kind of like an overflow for the synthesizers on the plexiglass LED wall. So those are synthesizers that are hooked up in the studio, and I can just use the XR12 there as like a extra little patch bay kind of thing. And then this here is a secondary one that I'm using to route for like my microphone for the live stream, all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to connect to it and it won't freaking connect. But can I connect to this one? Yeah, that one loads up. So, yeah, we'll disconnect from you. I think there's something wrong with this one. I have had it for a while, but... So now I can't mute myself even if I wanted to. I'm talking like that and you guys can't even see. I'll show you again here. So XR12. This is the synth rack. This one I can connect to no problem, and then this is the one for the show. Does not connect. I don't know what the fuck is up with that. But this one I can connect to no problem. And I really like the idea of these. It's like that one is just gives me shit. See, it says well, that's the synth rack one. I could go over there and reboot it real quick. Can I? Can I though? Can I really? I don't know. Also, I guess we give congratulations to Echo Kraft. I was on his podcast a few weeks ago, but he just surpassed 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations to him for that. It's quite an accomplishment. And then Adamski A, the DIY synth builder gentleman that I interviewed a while back, he's super close to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully he surpasses that milestone here shortly. So congratulations to him. I guess a preliminary congratulations on that. He was only like 3 or 4 subscribers away from that last I had checked, so. All the synth tubers, quite a few of us hitting up 1,000. Oh, you know what? The other thing I just saw on Synthtopia today was this cool little medley by Barix Music on YouTube. Nick Barra, I guess, Barra. Primarily using a mini or a Boog to create some house music. It seems kind of odd. Like, I'm not sure. I've watched some of his other videos after seeing this. Like, he does like some really awesome cover tracks of some video game music. Like, he does there's one that I watched where he used an MS-20 to recreate the water level in Super Mario Brothers. It was very cool. This track sounds cool. It's just weird because like it doesn't seem like he's using any arpeggiators, just playing this stuff in real time, probably recording different clips and segments and stuff. These videos are cool. This gentleman has some skills, so I guess check this out. Seems pretty legit and very cool. Look at some notes in here, or some of the comments on this. Well, actually, how far are we from this being done? Jesus, I feel like if I was growing a beard, I'd have big, long Santa Claus beard by now. But as soon as this is finished, I'm going to clear out the arrangement view, so I'm pretty sure that's what added to the time on this. Where'd that thing go? This one. Yeah. Yeah, see, they're talking here, like, somebody was commenting on kind of how it seems weird. Like, the tracks seem kind of weird. The life has been completely sucked out of the song to the point where air pressure in my ears is irritating. Oh, people on the internet. So yeah, this gentleman say it doesn't seem like he uses arpeggiators as sequencers. You can see him play with deadly precision. It makes a very uncanny valley type feeling. It's quite good. I'll have to watch that again. I'd be curious to know, like, when you make these kind of multi-view videos of a track that you're performing. I know Synthmania does this, Paulo at Synthmania. Maybe I'll ask him when I run into him at KnobCon about that. Like, because the problem I have, like, when I'm making a track like this is I don't know exactly how I want the bass line to go for an entire track. So unless I'm doing like a cover, there's going to be changes and all that stuff. So my guess is that you work on the production of the whole track, then you go back and you record separate shots of you playing each section of the song, I guess, and record those, and then record the video, and then sync those up with the final track playing. That's kind of, I guess, how I would approach that. Problem is that I'm not the best live player by far. My skills are primarily in the sound design and production side of things. I mean, I can play enough to get my ideas down and then go and work them into something hopefully palatable, listenable for people, but that's why you don't see those kind of videos on my channel, really, because I can't play that well. I could fake it, though. I could pretend like I played the whole thing. But that would be a lie. So yeah, just watching the progress bar. Almost there. Closer and closer it goes. And I'm out of Coke Zero. And I'm thirsty. But before I end this live stream tonight, I'm going to get that lead melody back in here. And as you can see, it's almost 1 in the morning. But that's okay, I'm a trooper, man. Oh, the other thing is I picked up Speak, Teenage Engineering Pocket Operator Speak. The batteries died in it. I don't know if this has an off button. This is something I need to read the manual on. I've played with this a little bit. But I'm a big fan of like the Speak and Spell vocalized synthesizer kind of thing, and I used to use that quite a bit in some of my songs. So I picked one of these up a while back. I just haven't used it yet. Might be a good opportunity to drop it in this track. We'll see. But an interesting little gadget here. I don't know if I'll have to check online and see if there's cases that I can 3D print for this, or if I could make one. I'm pretty sure I can make one. But yeah, this is interesting. Nice little thing there. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm not all super Teenage Engineering crazy, but I know a lot of people like their stuff. That one specifically I thought was interesting because I like the vocalized speech synthesizer stuff in music, and I think that'll fit nice in some stuff. All right, almost there. feel like I could go friggin' take a nap. I guess so. While I'm waiting. Let's see what else is cracking on Synthtopia right now. Ooh, look at this. Reason 10.2. Reason's making some moves these days. The only thing I wish they would do is release their stuff as individual plugins that I could buy and use in Ableton. Because there's no way I'm going to switch back and use Reason exclusively at this point. My stage of things just doesn't operate the way I would prefer any longer. Ableton's kind of my thing now. Ooh. So, interesting thing about the microKORG, it's like one of the... They've been making this thing continuously for like 15 years or some shit. Some insane amount of time. Alright, good. So now we're good on this. So what I'm going to do... I'm going to copy this and paste it here. And see, here's my original effects processing chain. We'll dump this back in. Ooh, you know what I should do is duplicate it again. Flatten this one. Paste that here. Good, that way I've got a clean specimen of everything. Let's change the color to something like that. This one will shut off. This is the original one that I had recorded and tried to kind of move shit around. We'll keep it just in case, but I don't know that I'm going to need it, so let's just group all these now. Group. And actually, because we did that, we could take this out, pop it in here. Bass. Alright, so let's see how that sounds. Sounds like ass. down to 21 on the Uno Synth. And then let's find our preset. Oh, you know what? That can't be right. It's going to be 89. This one. These are going to come in this one. So let's clear all these out. Let's clear that out. Clear that out. Get the lead out. There we go. Alright, cool. So now this one. Let's take all our shit. Bloop. Oh, wait, you know what? Before we get all fucking bananas on this. Let's duplicate it. Okay. I'm going to scooch us to the beginning. Like that. Oh shit, did I... Oh, let's see if that works. Somehow I missed the pass into this. Alright, so then we're just going to look at our filter cutoff CC, which is 20. We're going to automate that. So go to our envelopes, switch to this guy. Find CC 20. Oh, come on. So real quick before I forget, we're going to delete all that shit. And we'll do a file save as. It says track 2, track 3. No, this is Rev 3. I guess I should add that in there. I don't have a name for this yet. I'll think of one eventually. And maybe that'll tie into something when I use this Pocket Operator Speak. If I do some vocals with this in here. It'll be a fun time. But I think that's kind of where I'm going to leave it tonight. Super late, long live stream. Let's see, how long? Hour and 20 minutes. I've done longer. I have. But yeah, I think I'll just leave it there for tonight. So thank you very much for watching. Anyone in the chat, appreciate you guys. I'll be on next week, and that'll be kind of the last live stream before KnobCon, as I said. And I'll see if I can do some live streams from KnobCon. That'd be fun. It's just kind of depend on how the network is out there. But I'm going to bring a laptop along and hopefully do some editing of videos that I make as I make them, and hopefully try and get some of those uploaded while I'm out there at the show. So if you're out in Chicago for KnobCon, hit me up. I'd love to meet you. Otherwise, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you very much again for watching. Appreciate all you guys. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks.